morning. I never imagined myself at this moment here speaking to all of you. 3 years ago, I was sitting in the high school gym watching my sister graduate. I was all the way at the back, clutching my trumpet amidst Mr. Prue's band, imagining what it would be like if I ever got the chance to give a speech during 2020. Well, here I am, in all my glory, alone. As I look out, I wonder, how did I really get here, and was it all worth it? Ever since I saw my sister give a speech 3 years ago, I've been working to get to this point. But for what? These past few months, where life has come to a standstill, have given me the opportunity to reflect. I've mulled over the high school experience, recalled lots of scenes and conversations in my head. One that stands out is a conversation I had with Mr. Roberge during my junior year. I said to Mel, next year, once I get into college, I'll be happy. I'll finally get the chance to breathe. I just need to get to that point. This has been my mentality for as long as I can remember. Every time life got busy, I would say to myself, I just have to make it to Saturday. I just have to get through this week, and it'll be all over. Yet I said this every week. I was constantly looking to the future as the source of my happiness. Well, here I am. I got all the experiences I wanted, but obviously not how I imagined. I was told I was valedictorian over Google Meet while looking at Dinzio's weird haircut. I got into college, but instead of messing around at school or making as many last frantic memories I could with my friends, I've been pretty much in my room, ignoring Anderson's posts on Google Classroom. I reached all the milestones I had been dreaming of, but the sense of relief I always thought would come when I got to this point didn't. And now, I'm pretty sure, had this year unfolded normally, it still wouldn't have. Because the best days of my life so far had nothing to do with getting into college or writing this speech or tests. In fact, I bet the best days of my life the best days of the past 4 years of my life probably aren't that different than the best days of you guys, my classmates. When I think about the days I felt alive, I think about the time spent doing dumb and irresponsible stuff on skis with friends at Jay, or during Winter Carnival when we all got to sled with Miss LaFave down the big hill behind the baseball field. The best days of my life so far were spent at Coots, tipping over canoes in the middle of the lake or running away from skunks under the porch. The best days of my life were when I woke up, opened my blinds, and made my bed, when I took care of myself. We all lost something we were looking forward to because of the current situation. We missed out on sports seasons and senior games. We missed out on the DECA trip and the French exchange. We missed out on the Skills America competition, music festivals, academic awards, and art awards. The list goes on. Most importantly, we missed out on the months where we would all be together for the last time. I'm sure many of you are guilty of fantasizing about what's to come. People dream about high school coming to an end or seeing new places outside of the Northeast Kingdom. We hold our happiness in the fate of events that haven't even happened yet. Our minds are focused on everything except what's right in front of us. I certainly am guilty of this as well, but hopefully never again. And you know, there have been some positives lately. It's been a lot easier to ignore Mr. Alexander. Not only did I not have to train for months to run the 800 in track, I also didn't have to lose in the 800 in track. And perhaps, most importantly, graduation was changed back to 11 a.m. It's time to stop living in the future and start finding happiness in what we have now. The satisfaction of milestones and rewards only lasts for so long, and if we're not content when that adrenaline wears off, we never will be. Thank you.
Good morning, everybody. At the beginning of March, I repeatedly said I can't wait to get out of here. Unfortunately, I jinxed myself and am wishing for the time that we missed back. We missed out on our spring sports seasons, prom, band and chorus concerts, signing each other's yearbooks, and we never even got to play Senior Assassin. There are just too many goodbyes that were left unsaid. This is not the graduation that any of us hoped for, nor is this how I imagined giving my speech, but that does not make it any less meaningful or special. I am honored to address on this special day under the most unforeseeable conditions. Although there is so much that we missed out on during these last few months, I'm still greatly appreciative of my time here at North Country, and the time that I got to spend with my classmates, time that has seen its fair share of adversity. Like having to walk a mile into school when it's negative 10 degrees out because they decided to lock the A-wing doors. Remember that? Or how about the panini press fire? Also, technically we've had 5 principals in 4 years, and I can't remember how many changes there have been to the schedule or the grading system, you name it. And it's changed over our 4 years at North Country. Nothing has been permanent or set in stone, and maybe that's not a bad thing. If success in life is all about learning to adapt to change, then guys, we're going to be the most successful graduating class in the history of North Country. And all along, we've rolled with it. That's what we are, my fellow classmates. We are the class of 2020, the class that rolled with it. In fact, we've been rolling with it for so long that I bet most of you have forgotten that this isn't our first epidemic. Remember the outbreak of hand, foot, and mouth disease back in 2018? Yeah, we've seen it all. But there's one thing that's never changed since the day that we got to North Country: the unwavering support from our community, a community composed of parents, teachers, coaches, and administrators. They never threw anything at us that we couldn't handle. They believed in us when we didn't believe in ourselves, and they allowed us to try again when we failed. It is change, not a virus, that has defined our class. And in education, growth is only possible when students believe they can learn. And we've seen it. Retakes and redos, a block dedicated to catching up on your work, we've seen it. Teachers willing to meet with students before school, after school, during planning periods, or from their homes, we've seen it. Now it's time for our last change here at North Country. Our last transition is probably a better way of saying it. And we have to say goodbye. Some of us have been together since kindergarten, and others have just joined us. Regardless, this is the final step in our journey together. Thank you to all of our parents, teachers, families, and friends who helped us reach this critical point in our lives. A special thanks to my first block teachers for never marking me late, and to Miss LaFave for eating lunch with me, listening to my rants, and helping me with my homework. I would say I spent about half my senior year in her room. Whether you are going to college, joining the workforce, off to basic training, or following a different path, I wish everyone the best of luck on their future endeavors. I challenge everyone to follow their own path and to remember the important lesson that North Country taught us about unexpected changes. Just roll with them. Congratulations to the class of 2020, and God bless.
The only way to make sense out of change is to plunge into it, move with it, and enjoy the dance. I'd like to start by saying the typical congratulations to the current graduating class, except ours isn't typical. Ours is radically different. Every class before us has had a gym that's packed with the graduates sitting in the gym together, sweating and waiting for it to be over so they could go celebrate with their families. I'm not sure about the rest of you, but I'm pretty pumped to tell my grandkids that I got my diploma from a drive through. I know this isn't what any of us wanted, but we're fortunate to be here, and our graduation is unique. Today marks not only an end, but a beginning as well. It's an end to the past 13 years in school. It's an end to waving to the same friends in the hallway that you have for the last 4 years or more. It's an end to begging your teacher to change your lunch period so that you can hang out with your friends. It's an end to telling your teacher that you're going to the bathroom and going to the school store for a snack instead. And it's an end to hiding somewhere when you know Miss Puck is looking for troublemakers. But it's also a beginning to our summer, to the beginning of careers in a variety of fields, to new schools that could be miles away from home. Or maybe it's the beginning to lives in the military. No matter what the new beginning is, I know it'll take you all in amazing directions. We made it through a global pandemic. We can make it through anything. Wherever life takes you, I hope you don't forget the friends that helped you through the hardest times, the ones that may or may not have given you the homework or test answers. I hope you remember the teachers that always checked in on you, and the school events you cheered too loud at. I hope you remember that Mrs. Wade makes the best chocolate chip cookies, or that Tom Young makes the best Freddy the Falcon oven. Writing this speech hasn't been easy. I've struggled with summing up the experience that we're going through. There's so much I could talk about. Every smile that made my day, every person I've become friends with, every assignment I stayed up until 1 a.m. to finish, every joke somebody told me, every time I was somewhere I shouldn't have been, every time I left one class to go hang out with another class, every club I joined, and every sports practice I had. All of these memories come flooding back to me today. So much has happened, and so much has changed since the first day of freshman year. We've all been hit with new kinds of learning over the past 13 years, and we're used to it. Change has been the only constant in our school lives. But I think it's safe to say that the past 2 months have shown us a new kind of learning that no one saw coming. But I also think it's safe to say we crushed it. If we didn't, we wouldn't be here, right? Change can be just as scary as the monster we all used to have hiding under our beds. But we outgrew those, and we can get over any other change or huge fear life throws our way. I'm proud of the way we've pushed through the last 2 months, and you should be too. I want to finish this by saying thank you to all of you. To the teachers, to every single staff person in the building, to every relative, and to every friend. To everyone that made an impact on my high school experience, and everyone that made an impact on all of my high school classmates, my classmates' high school years, I say thank you. I would also like to extend a personal thank you to my dad. Thank you for seeing me through everything. You've made the biggest impact on my life, and I wouldn't be here without you. I'll always be your little buddy. My gram told me about this song that I think would wrap this speech up perfectly. The words go like this. I hope you never lose your sense of wonder. You get your fill to eat, but always keep that hunger. May you never take one single breath for granted. God forbid love ever leave you empty-handed. I hope you still feel small when you stand beside the ocean. Whenever one door closes, I hope one more opens. Promise me you'll give faith a fighting chance, and when you get the choice to sit it out or dance, I hope you dance. With everything thrown your way, fellow classmates, I hope you jump into your futures fearlessly and never shy away from what life throws at you. Good luck with wherever life takes you, and once again, congratulations to the quarantine class of 2020.